Welcome back as Mike continues his adventure at the Eastrand Motorshow. But it's not just about interviewing owners of fascinating cars. Mike's also going to chat to someone about an interesting service offered to our restorers out there.
So I walk past this incredible display behind me. I see a machine. It looks like a compressor, but it's not a compressor. Then I think to myself, is it a vacuum cleaner? It's not a vacuum cleaner. It's something absolutely unique. Otto, you've got to share with us what I'm looking at.
So we call this a laser cleaning machine.
Right.
So you can take off rust, paint, oil from surfaces without any chemicals, and it's just a laser.
And that's incredible. So now it's working on heat because I saw an incredible flame coming through. What is the process?
So it's got a laser source inside of it, and it uses an optic fiber cable. So it's an optic fiber lens, and that's what causes a laser, and that's what cleans it.
So if you take old suspension parts, you take a 1965 Beetle, it's got all that grease that's caked in on it, how do you get it off with this?
With the laser.
Now, in terms of damage, and I don't say rudely, you would think with this kind of heat, a laser is just taking it down to the metal, but once it gets down to the metal, it doesn't do any damage to the metal?
Stops. You can hold it there for 5 minutes, it's going to heat up, it won't damage your metal. Like with sandblasting, it'll pit it.
Yes.
This doesn't pit it.
So now if I say to you this technology in South Africa, have you pioneered it?
I would say 90%.
Right? You don't have to be humble, you can say it as it is. I want to get hold of you. How do I get hold of you?
You can contact us. We've got our website, cleanbeam.co.za.
Right.
Or you can just contact us. Our numbers are on the board.
Right. So on your screen right now, you'll see Otto's details, the website and the telephone number. If I say to you, cost-wise, may I respectfully ask, it ain't 200,000 Rand and it ain't 5,000 Rand. Somewhere in between?
So for a whole car, you're looking at between 10 and 12,000 Rand.
Right.
And then we clean the whole car.
So the absolute ideal is I bring it to you and you do the work. You're not selling the machines.
We're selling the machines as well.
Right.
You can bring your vehicle to us, or we offer a mobile service where we can come out to you and come and do it at your...
And whereabout in Gauteng are you based?
Based in Benoni.
In Benoni.
Yeah.
We're in Benoni, he's in Benoni. Take care. If you think of iconic cars from the 1970s, there's no question. VW Beetle and VW Combi. Then behind us, VW Autovilla, and not just an Autovilla, an original. This must be one of the very first ones, 1974 Autovilla. Sean, a smile on your face, I always say, it was good reason. If I owned one of these, I'd also have a smile. How long have you had it?
I haven't had it too long now. Maybe this is my 3rd year now owning it.
Yeah?
Always wanted to find one. I particularly wanted an original one.
That is the key.
You know, most of them were gutted out, had the V6 conversions done. You know, the guys would put a big radiator up in the front. It would just ruin the aesthetics. The guys would gut out that ugly interior and put in something more modern. But I wanted the ugly interior. I wanted the originality of the vehicle.
Well, now, I said that is the key. If you look inside, and you'll see on your screen right now, the interior truly is original. 3 people comfortably in this. How far do you go with it?
The furthest we traveled with her was recently after I purchased the car. And don't keep in mind, it was standing for a long time before we took her out on this outing. We went with the Beetle buddies, as you can see on the door there.
I see that.
We did the clearance run with it. That weekend, we probably did about 1,000 kilometers in this old girl.
And now driving a vehicle like this, obviously we understand you're not cruising at 120,
Absolutely
1600 air-cooled, left-hand lane. But what is it like to drive on the open road?
It puts a smile on my face.
Really?
Yeah, and it puts a smile on my face. I've got a couple of classics, but this one particularly I love to drive. You know, we get a lot of enjoyment out of it because we camp quite regularly in it. We've got the full tent and awning get up and all that sort of thing. And if we've got nothing else to do on a weekend, we pack it. It's already all packed. You just jump in and go, you know.
Now, you say you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Anybody watching, I know that if I see something like this, today's proof. I walked up to you, I said, Sean, can I do an interview? When you're driving, do people give you the thumbs up, give you the hoot? And how does that make you and the wife feel?
Again, smiling from ear to ear, you know. My wife gets a bit pink in the face sometimes, but yeah, we enjoy it.
So now something that made me excited. Sean said he hasn't had it for long. He hasn't grown attached to it. Are you ready to sell it or not yet?
I always say everything's for sale at the right price.
100%. So in 1974, I think this thing cost about 2,800 Rand. I'll give you 3 times that, 9,000 Rand, and we got a deal.
No.
We tried. Sean, to you and the family, wishing you the very best and lots of happy memories in this beauty.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
If one thinks of classic BMWs and Mercedes, you get them in the 60s, you get them in the 70s, you get them in the 80s. The same cannot be said for Audi, sadly, and I'm a huge Audi fan. To the new MD of Audi South Africa, Marcus Schuster, you know how I love your brand. Audi A8, yeah, you're not ready to come in yet. I see the smile. I've got to share with the audience where I'm going. First, all aluminium body, a car of this size, weighing just 1,700 kilos, 300 horsepower from their 4.2 litre 5-valve engine, 400 Newton meters of torque, lightweight body. Now, I can see why you're smiling. Tell us about this beauty. 2001 model.
2001 model, yeah, so it's officially like 25 years old now
Right.
at the moment.
Quarter of a century, the old bully.
Exactly like that, you know, but I kind of look at auction sites every now and again, and I found this car and about 6 or 8 months ago, and I bought
Right.
it for 10,000 Rand
No.
on an auction.
In running condition.
Yeah. So I went the day on the auction. It was at 14,000 Rand. Then they dropped the price right at the end
Amazing.
to 12,000 Rand. I waited a little bit more, and then it dropped it to 10,000 Rand.
That's
And then I was
incredible.
like, okay, no, I'm buying this because the aluminium's worth more than the 10,000. I'm buying it.
But I don't say it rudely. It was a case of they couldn't give it away and you saw value in it.
100% exactly. That's exactly what I noticed, you know.
And now a vehicle like this, as I said, lightweight body, because that is what set the A8 of the 1990s apart. It was the first mass-produced car with an all-aluminium body.
Correct.
What is it like to drive?
It's incredible. It's so quiet. It's
Yeah.
got double glazed windows.
Yeah.
Soft on the road. Extremely powerful. Most of the time, if you're doing up to about 120 kilometers an hour, it's only doing 2,000 revs.
The
But it's a
revving low.
high rev engine.
Yes.
So it goes to like 7,000 odd, you know, with the top end.
Now, if you're a collector, if you're a classic car restorer, if you could choose, and I know which one I would go for, a problem mechanically, or, and I use the word, a problem body and interior, I'm going with restoring the body and interior before mechanical. Because if this vehicle,
Yes.
mechanicals were shot, you're looking at 200-300 grand to get this motor right. What do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm completely like that. I scour auction sites quite a
Yes.
bit. You know, so I see all types of vehicles, and then I look for that unique unicorn every now and again, you know, to try and keep myself busy. It's not what I do for
course.
my life. It's just a bit of a hobby, you know. So
Now, are you aware, as a matter of interest, that there's another V8 in this model range? Another engine size?
no, I didn't actually know that. No.
3.7 litres. So what I'm trying to say to Ivan is, let me have the big boy, find a nice 3.7, restore it. Ivan, wishing you the very, very best. You got a beauty here and I appreciate your time.
Michael, thank you very much for your time and interviewing us, and this has been exciting, you know. Thank you.
How do I introduce Murray? Personal friend, old friend of the show and a contributor. Murray, this time last year I interviewed you with a 1976 Datsun 140 GX stock standard, but we're not going to talk about that. You'll see it on screen right now. It looks even better than last year. Just check out those wheels. But behind us, 2003 Mercedes CLK 350.
500.
Oh, excuse me.
500.
Do you think that was a mistake, or do you think I did it on purpose? The 350 is a V6, the 500 is a V8. Now what I want to chat to you about, a car like this, and we're very open, you and me have an open relationship. This is not big bucks, but it is big value for money. Something like this, what did you pay? 140, 150?
Yeah, so I paid 140,000.
Now hold that thought. 140,000 Rand when you're looking for a car that you can use every day. You get in this car on the weekend, you want to go to a hard tease, it's absolutely beautiful. Tell us about this beauty.
So I bought it 2 years ago. It was a doctor's car. It had 160,000 k's on the clock.
And you can just imagine how it was used being a doctor's car.
Yes. And it has a full Mercedes service record.
Right.
Yeah, and it's immaculate. The roof, everything is working. There's nothing on this car that's not working, and it's 23 years old.
That's incredible. Now, a car like this to drive, for the average person who hasn't experienced it, does it feel like an old car, or does it feel like a car with modern tendencies?
It feels like a car with modern tendencies. It feels like a new, strong car.
So if I had to guess a number for the fuel consumption, probably 13 per 100, but not 13 kilometers per litre, 13 litres per 100 or even a bit heavier?
So in town I get about, I would say about 5 to 6 kilos per litre.
20 litres per 100,
This morning we came here, it was 25 litres per 100. This morning it was early, I was driving a bit.
Yeah.
On the highway you can get, the best I've got is 15 kilos per litre on the highway. It has the technology where it shuts down some of your cylinders.
Yeah.
And if it's cruising, it's like a double cab. I mean, that's the kind of...
Well, the good thing is at least the price of petrol is cheap, 25 Rand a litre,
Yeah.
petty cash. Murray, anything in the pipeline?
At this stage, no. I have an idea to also buy CLK500
Beautiful.
It's in the pipeline, but yeah, I must just look at the finances a bit. But other than that, I'm happy.
Let me make you a promise. If you buy one, guess what's going to happen? Going to interview you, of course. You're a good friend, my man.
Good, well, thanks, Mike.
The end of another incredible day, Eastrand Motorshow. This is our 3rd year we've been here. Let me make you a promise. 27 and 28 will be here. Who else will be here? All the incredible fans. Walking around here today, you can see just how much this show is loved. Why is it loved? Perfect venue, easy to access, parking is easy, gate fee is minimal, and then the cars on display. Behind me, is this not the perfect way to end the day? In fact, it's not the perfect way to end the day. The perfect way to end the day would be if I owned this beauty. 1987 BMW 325i, a young man can dream. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And that concludes our walkabout at the Eastrand Motor Show. Join us again soon and stay tuned to our YouTube channel to find out what else is happening with all things motor.
My wife hasn't spoken to me in 3 days, and I'm not sure what I even did.
Yeah.
Which is really messed up because I'd like to do it again.
If you ever feel lonely, just start a small business. Then at least you'll have a little company.
Yeah.